Hello students, welcome to the online class of physics. This is your Naima Miss back with the chemical bonding. We have learned in our previous class what is chemical bonding, how did this chemical bonding came into existence, how the outermost shell electrons are used, how these valence electrons, outermost shell electrons are called as valence electrons, how these valence electrons are used. And then we have learned about the Lewis symbol or Lewis dot structure. We have learned how the electrons, how the atoms are getting this Lewis dot structure, right? We have even learned about this complete table. So in today's class, we will learn about electronic theory of valence by Lewis and Kozel. Alone Lewis was not able to clear it, but when Lewis and Kozel came together, they gave a concept which was very independently accepted. Okay, there were number of atoms to explain the chemical bond formation between one atom in terms of electron, but a satisfactory explanation for this concept was given by Kozel and Lewis in 1916. Okay, so they have tried a lot to explain it in a very clear independent concept, but still they were unable to. But when the Lewis and Kozel came together and they explained this concept, it was very clear. They gave this concept independently. Okay, the basis of their theory was valence in terms of electrons. So here they use only the electrons were responsible for the valence or the bonding of the atoms. Two bonds come to they get bond with each other only because of the electrons. They provided logical explanation of valence on the basis of lack of chemical activity of noble gases, which led to the proposal of octet rule. This is the very important rule. This is octet rule. So based on the lack of chemical activity of noble gases, why the noble gases are not taking part in the equations or the chemical formations, why the noble gases are not actively participating in the chemical bonding. So this gave them some clue that why this is actually happening, why these noble gases or the inert gases are not participating in the bond formation. Why this is taking place means because of the octet rule. I already said you about the octet rule also, children, that the valency of this noble gases is nothing but 8. Right, valency of noble gases is 8. So this 8 is nothing but octet. Okay, all the elements of noble gases, they are having 8 electrons in their outermost shell, except helium, it is having 2. Right, except helium, it is having 2. Other than helium, all the other inert gases are having 8 electrons in their outermost valence shell. Right, so observe the particles practical behavior of atoms of main group elements, group 1a, 2a, 3a, 4a, 5a, 6a, 7a and 0 or 8a group elements. When they are allowed to undergo chemical changes, they try to get octet electronic configuration in outer shells. So let us consider this with the following illustration. Suppose we are taking group 1 elements. There, from lithium to cesium, try to lose one valence shell electron from their atoms to form corresponding unipositive ions which get octet in their outer shell. So when we try to lose one electron from their outermost shell, you can see that they will gain the octet. For example, we are taking sodium. It is having what? Its atomic number is 11. Right, so how? 281. So when we are taking out this one electron from the outermost shell, you can see that the last electrons, how many they are present in the outermost shell? 8 electrons. So that means it is getting some octet here. Group 2a elements, that is magnesium to barium, when you try to lose 2 valence electrons, okay, 1 electron here in first A group elements, here 2 electrons from the second group elements from their atoms during the chemical changes and form dipositive. Okay, here we are positing unipositive, but that is 1. Dipositive means 2. For example, we are taking magnesium, we are getting 2. Okay, so that is nothing but dipositive ions with the octet in their outer shell. So when again here you see magnesium 12, when you are removing the dipositive, that is 2 electrons from here, again what you are getting? Octet, 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Similarly, if you go with third A group elements, when you try to remove the 3 valence electrons, what you will form again? 3 positive, that is tripositive ion is formed with the octets in their outermost shell. Example, we are taking aluminium. Okay, aluminium. What is our atomic number of aluminium? Is nothing but 13. So what it will be? 2, 8, 3. Right. So what we are doing? We are removing this tripositive. Okay. So what we are getting? Al plus 3. Now what is the outermost what is the electronic configuration? 2 and 8. So what you can say? You can say that the here also you are getting octet, isn't it? So like that, if you're taking fourth A group element also, you will see that you are removing 2 electrons into the valence shell. No, you are gaining here. You are not removing, you are gaining the, try to gain the 2 electrons in the outermost shell there of their atom during the chemical changes and form corresponding negative anion which gets octet in their outermost shell. So example, we are taking oxygen O8. Here what we are doing? We are taking 2 electrons. We are gaining 2 electrons. We are taking 2 electrons. So we are 6 plus 2, you will get 8. Right. So minus 2. We have gained some 2 electrons. So that is 2, 8. So here again what you are getting? Octet. Similarly, if you go with the 7th A group elements, here also will try to gain 1 electron in the valence shell of their atoms during the chemical changes and form corresponding anions which get octet in their outer shell. So here what we are doing? We are taking 1 electron. We are accepting 1 electron in the 7th A group. And you are getting what again? What is the atomic number of fluorine? 9. So 2 plus 7. Right. So here we are adding 1 electron and you are getting what here? You are getting octet here. Okay, so that means what is happening in first, second and third and group, what we are doing? We are losing the electrons. We are just giving out the electrons. Whereas in sixth, seventh and eighth, what we are doing? We are accepting. We are gaining the electrons, and there again you are getting what? This. Right. In 8th group elements, the noble gases do not try to lose or gain the electrons. In 8th, remember, they don't lose or they don't gain. There are very rare conditions where these atoms release or gain or lose the electrons when the energy which is between the electrons and the nucleus is more of the other atom which is gaining or losing. Okay, which is giving or losing the electron for the noble gases. Generally, helium and neon do not participate in the chemical changes. Even other elements of 8th A group do not gain or lose electrons from their atoms when they participate in a very few chemical changes. Example, if you take neon, you have 2, 8. So no electron gain or loss because already it is having octet. So it doesn't require to gain or lose the electron from this neon atom. Right? See here. What we are seeing here, this is 5th, 4th, 6th, 7th. Right? 8th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So here what is happening? First A group is losing 1 electron. Second A group is losing 2 electrons. Third A group is losing 3 electrons. And here it is getting unipositive, dipositive, tripositive. Okay. So these which are losing the electrons, they will form metals. Okay, and here 5th, 6th, 7th, here you can see 7th is gaining 1 electron, second is gaining 2 electrons, third is gaining 3 electrons. That is unianion, dianion, trianion. Okay, and these are non-metals. Okay, these are all non-metals which are gaining the electrons. And this one, noble gases, they are called as magic octet. Magic octet because they are neither losing or they are neither gaining the electrons. Right? So they are called as magic octet. So why do atoms of element try to combine and form the molecules? Noble gases of 8th A possess 8 electrons in the valence shell of their atom. Helium is an exception because it is having only 2 electrons in their outermost shell. Its atom has only 2 electrons, but its only shell is completely filled. Noble gases with 8 electrons in the valence shell in their atom are highly stable and rarely participate in the chemical changes. This is what I am always telling. The noble gases rarely participate because they are not interested in gaining or losing the electrons. So when they wish, when they want to, when there is a necessity to get bonded, then only there is a chance to get, or else there is no chance of noble gases getting bound up to the other atoms. Therefore, it is concluded that any species, atom or the ion with 8 electrons in their valence shell is stable. So all the atoms which are having 8 electrons in their outermost shell, they are considered to be stable. Is it accidental that first A to 7th A main group elements during the chemical reactions get 8 electrons in the outermost shell of their ions similar to the noble gas atoms? No, it cannot be simply accidental. 8 electrons in the outermost shell definitely give stability to the ion or the atom. Based on the above observations, a statement known as octet rule is framed. What is that? It may be stated as the atom or the element tend to undergo chemical changes that help to leave their atom with 8 outer shell electrons. Okay, the atom of an element tend to undergo chemical changes that help to leave their atom with 8 outermost shell electrons. Like they undergo bonding in such a way that the outermost shell must have 8 electrons. Okay, that is nothing but octet rule, and this is very important, children. Lewis depicted the atom in terms of positively charged kernel is the nucleus and all the other electrons in the atom except the outermost electron and the outer shell that could accommodate a maximum of 8 electrons. So they bind up or they gain or lose electrons in such a way that the outermost shell of any atom which is bonding also will contain the octet, that is 8 electrons. When they combine also they'll get such a bond where they get octet rule. Chemically active elements do not have an octet of electrons in their valence shell of their atom. Their reactivity arises from their tendency to achieve the octet by forming bonds either with the atom of their own types or with the atoms of their other elements. So, the force of attraction. So, now we get the proper definition of chemical bond. What it is? The force of attraction between any two atoms or a group of atoms that result a stable entity. That means the force of attraction between any two atoms or group of atoms that result in a stable entity. Okay, they get a very strong fixing. That is nothing but it is called as chemical bond. There are many types of chemical bond, but here we discuss only about 2 types of chemical bonds. That is, we'll be discussing in our next class, ionic bond and covalent bond. Thank you for watching the video, children. I request you all to again go with the first 2 videos, whatever we have completed till now, and try to understand the topic. This is very interesting and very memorizing topic. Okay, thank you.